It's the NFL on EA Sports, and our focus is on Kadarius Toney. He put together a nice showing last week, finishing with 110 yards. It's the Giants and the Hawks, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Seattle Seahawks and the New York Giants. Brandon Garden here alongside Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Seahawks in this matchup. Their offense is one that doesn't rely too heavily on just one guy. They like to spread things around as best they can.
You're right about that. It's a diverse unit, and they like to run their offense by what they call game plan, meaning each and every week they study the opponent, they probe its weaknesses, and they move the ball around that way. They emphasize who's going to get it based on what they think they'll accomplish in that game. Other teams, they're a system team. They're going to run what they run no matter what. I like this style of offense. It suits them well.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by their quarterback standing at 6'2" from Eastern Illinois. It's Jimmy Garoppolo.
And it'll be interesting to see pretty early in this one exactly where his head is, because the best quarterbacks shake off performances like he had last week. Way too many interceptions. Didn't throw a touchdown pass. Team lost the game. Let's see if he can bounce back and get things going in the right direction.
He'll be trying to forget those 3 picks, as you noted. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 17 carries, 68 yards, and a touchdown.
I can't remember the last time we did a game the coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that. But they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the Seahawks will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. Here come the Seahawks and their offense now under veteran head coach Pete Carroll. They will be led out by a second-round pick in 2019. Out of Missouri, it's Drew Lock. Here's Walker to start the drive. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. The numbers on the ground for Walker a week ago. 16 carries, 72 yards.
And those numbers have both he and his blockers motivated this week. They saw that yardage total climbing, but stopped short of 100. Every one of them has to be driven this week to help them reach the century mark.
And this will be a Seahawks first down as he'll get this up to about the 42. The Seahawks at 3-2, a game over 500 here to start the season. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be... Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And we're going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside third of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
Block again here on 2nd and 10. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now Lock. That's into double coverage and intercepted. And the Giants will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. They begin with a run by Barkley and give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Here we go.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. To throw is Garoppolo. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Garoppolo on first down. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up.
Here we go.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Garoppolo again. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. He finds him again, Saquon Barkley. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. And his kick is good. And the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021...
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And he will score. Touchdown, Giants. So problems here on special teams, and it results in the scoop and the score.
They talk all the time on special teams about keeping your head on a swivel, trying to see the whole field. Hard to do when things are going that fast, bodies all over the place.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, ruling on the field.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it should be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away. But they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Back to Walker on 1st down. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They'll try for the first with Walker. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. 66 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Now to the air. Lock. Open man. That's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, it's Walker. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On 3rd down, here's Walker. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3. So he had a chance to get him on the board there, but unfortunately that big yellow metallic structure in the back of the end zone, it had other plans.
And that's one where kickers watching it the whole way saying, oh no, don't hit it. Rats.
Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. down right at the 15-yard line. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play. A first down carry for Barkley. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
Here we go.
Barkley. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
2 things to watch. First, his strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
Here we go.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And he wisely will throw that one away.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
Being chased out left. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
Well, he was looking at a dime formation, 6 defensive backs on the field, so he's looking for anyone to throw the football to, but he didn't have anyone open, so he took off and ran for it, but he came up just short, and that brings up 4th down.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
Let's go.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. 2nd and 10. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. 2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. And going right back to Walker. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Garoppolo now. Looking deep downfield. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Garoppolo. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. But I believe the Giants got this back, and they will hold on to the possession. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
It's a Giant 1st down on a gain of 16. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Out route pass complete to Bellinger. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field. I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. A 3rd field goal of the 1st half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Garoppolo looks to throw. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So he's been a busy man here in this 1st half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
Taken at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the 1st half. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this 1st half. A final shot before half for Locke. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the 1st half of play. So we've reached halftime. Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the 3rd quarter. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Now this will be a return from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this 3rd quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of 1st halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done. You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
On 2nd and 10, block. And out route, he's got the connection to Walker. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Here's Locke. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Again, it's Locke. Throw out wide to Walker. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Throwing now is Locke. The catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 40. They give them 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Walker now at 1st and 10. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
Not a big run, not an explosive run, but they've held the ball for plenty of plays on this drive. They're just trying to impose their will on the defense right now.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Block now to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
But look what we have here, a sustained drive, and that was certainly AWOL in the first half. They really struggled to try and move the football. But right now, they certainly seem to have the formula working. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Into the red zone, it's Locke. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. And now they're in the hurry-up. To throw again on 2nd down. Locke. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out. And who's got it? The Giants! A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, two hands. Get two hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. There's Garoppolo to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Shepard. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Now Garoppolo. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. So that, Charles, maybe the play that this defense has been looking for.
They've hung in there, and if they lose this game, it won't be from a lack of effort on their part. The key question is, can the offense finally do something? Because we're into the third quarter, and a 0 is still glowing on the scoreboard.
After the turnover, here's Locke. He completes this to Walker. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Now he dumps this off over the middle, and he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
Throwing on first down is Locke. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawks touchdown. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks are able to get a score back in the final stages for this third quarter. Matt Gay on for the extra point. And they're back within a couple at 9-7 now. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it's DK Metcalf who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes the return. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4.
Here we go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Man, if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Seahawks are right back in this football game. A seismic shift in momentum here in the fourth quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
Play action. Now it's Locke. He hits his target, Lockett. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Big Leonard Williams there on the stop. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. They run again with Walker. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the 1st. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
But sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Walker. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll try the sweep. It's Lockett with it. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. Henderson will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Extra point by Gay is up and good, and the lead is up to 5. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Possession switching back to the New York Giants. Now, the bad news for them, they've seen that cushion they once had totally evaporate, and they're working from behind. The good news, they now have the opportunity to regain the lead right back. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Now Garoppolo is in trouble, and down he goes. Barreling in for the sack, Shelby Harris. Well, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher every single down.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Garoppolo. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning. A gain there of 21 yards.
Here we go.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing now is Garoppolo. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The clock still runs. We're at 90 seconds now. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Here we go.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Back to throw, Garoppolo. He finds him again, Saquon Barkley. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Meanwhile, Garoppolo's throw here pulled in by Galladay. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. To throw is Garoppolo. Over the middle, caught by Bellinger.
Come on.
And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the first down. Now Garoppolo. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Here we go.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Garoppolo to throw. Eluding the pressure right, and he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
They'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. He'll look to throw. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive, but bottom line, they're a play away from finishing it off.
They rocked them a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They have a chance to end it right here.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now Garoppolo, gotta have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up on 4th and goal from the 4, and that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but Probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for the Seahawks, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Giants, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots.